Brilliance Audio presents Mother of Invention by Caeli Wolfson Widger. Performed by Christina Traister. 2015. Teat began with Luke's job at Configuration Labs, a Palo Alto-based biotech company doing pioneering work in genetics. He'd gone to work there after his serial failures in insect milk, flying cars, and VR travel. Perhaps a day job in the hard sciences would clear his head, he told himself. Grant some perspective, spark a real idea. He would not jump into something on a gut instinct or the thrill of its coolness. This time, he would research and self-educate until he'd found something just right, the thing that was destined to become radical and extraordinary. He knew only that it would be in the biotech sector. Back at Harvard, he'd been on track to double major in biology and computer science, and the convergence of the two had always fascinated him, but he didn't yet have the idea. He'd tried to keep up on what was happening in the field, subscribing to long-standing journals like Nature and Cell, plus edgier publications like Experimental Biology and Repro Genetics, and even to radical ones like Technological Self-Transformation and Consumer Eugenics. He got his hands on any paper that had come out of Carnat, the radical French biotech lab, and taped a modified quote from transhumanist Zoltan Istvan onto his refrigerator. I will use science and technology to radically change and improve the human species. For real-world experience and possible inspiration, Luke got a part-time job, volunteer, unpaid, at Configuration Labs, where one of Reed's old friends was CEO. One of Luke's duties there was to organize and digitize Config's archives, a room filled with medical journals and scientific papers. It was in the archives that he'd first learned of accelerated gestation, AG, as everyone in Luke's circles called it. Config staffers had been among the many scientists, ranging from evolutionary biologists to molecular geneticists, who'd tried to crack the cause of the AG phenomenon. They'd obtained tissue samples of the babies and mothers, but, despite rigorous analysis, failed to determine why several dozen American women in the late 1990s and early 2000s had experienced their pregnancies on fast-forward, birthing full-grown healthy babies just 9 weeks after they'd conceived. Deliveries, mostly C-sections, but some vaginal, were normal. The infants were of typical size and weight, between 5 and 9 pounds. Completely normal, but for a small cleft at the top of their heads. The response of the fontanelle to the uterine pressure. The effect resembled the dip of a lowercase m and was strictly cosmetic, devoid of neurological impact. A thatch of hair could conceal it. Their mothers recovered as if from standard pregnancies, even faster in some cases. The media was rabid at first, relentlessly covering the AG births in the daily news cycle. Coverage spanned the full political spectrum. One extreme right-wing outlet called it an elaborate left-wing hoax cooked up by pro-choice fanatics. Counterparts on the left worried that AG might lead to radical setbacks in reproductive rights. Popular culprits for the cause, Luke learned, ranged from tainted water to industrial food contamination to estrogen disruptors leached from plastic. Other speculations included bad Chinese vitamins, a chemical weapons attempt by Al-Qaeda, divine intervention, and pharmaceutical interactions,